Yo guys, how's it going? We are back for another new career mode on FIFA 23, where today we are going to be starting a career with Andrea Pirlo as manager, taking over the job as Brendan Rodgers. Well, of Brendan Rodgers, shall I say. As a Leicester fan myself, it's horrible to watch this season so far. We are currently, I think... let me double check because I'm not 100% sure how many games we are into the season, but we're currently bottom of the table in real life at the moment. Let's have a quick gander at how many games we are as time of recording this. We are 9 games into the season, currently sat bottom of the table on 4 points. I have no words, so I'm not going to speak on the situation. I'm going to take over as Andrea Pirlo and see what we can do as him as manager. I am going to start this career off by simming to the 9th game of the season and starting from there, basically. Just for the fact, I find it more interesting doing that because I have signed off that we haven't got a transfer window at the start of the season, and obviously it's just that little bit more challenging. So what I am going to do is, obviously I'm not able to, unfortunately, lose every game or anything, or do exactly as we are. I might actually try and do that. I'm going to have a go at that actually right now. So I'm going to go through these little inboxes about the South American Cup, which we ain't interested because I ain't going to do it. Visions and expectations. Let's have a quick gander at this actually. We've got no youth development ones, even though we've been bringing through quite a few youth players at the moment. Get 5 clean sheets in away matches this season. Within 2 seasons, increase the team's experience level by getting the average age of the team up to 28. Currently we're at 25.6. That is, it says that that's a long-term objective and quite a high objective. But for me personally, that is not a good objective for me, so I'm probably not going to bother doing that. Finish in a UEFA Europa League spot and win the cup, which is the FA Cup, and also keep player salary growth below 15%. So that one should be quite easy for this season, just for the fact that I'm not going to be spending anything in the first transfer window. But I'm now going to give it a quick go about trying to get myself basically the exact results that Leicester have had this season and see what's cracking, basically. Just before I jump into that, what we have got here is we've got Tishabalala. I don't know if that's how you pronounce this Donny's name, but this is our youth academy that we've been set up with. Not the greatest of first players. Ryan Dawson, a centre midfielder, looking quite decent. Christiansen, also looking quite decent. And Novak, not looking very good at all. But yeah, not too bad to start out with. I am going to set up a youth academy scout now and then see what comes of it, basically. Right then, so for our first youth academy, being as we are Andrea Pirlo, I am actually going to start them out with a little scouting report to Italy, just for the fact that I want to contribute something that I reckon Pirlo would do as manager. So yeah, 6th month in Italy and see what kind of players he can bring back for us. Right then, our first monthly scouting report is in. Only one decent player so far, which is Diego D'Angelo. So I'm going to bring him in, see what he can do pretty much. Actually, I might sign this guy as well, Giuseppe Martinelli. I'm going to sign him as well. And yeah, let's see what he can bring to the club. Right then, boys. So we have ourselves another scouting report today. Not got too much by the sounds of it, or by the looks of it, shall I say. We'll sign this guy and also this man here just to give it a go, but apart from that, we're going to leave it there, boys. We're going to leave it there because there's not too much in this one, to be honest. Right then, boys, so another scouting report. Let's see what we have this time. Okay, someone a little bit better this time. Okay, a couple of decent players. Okay, we're starting to get there now. Definitely starting to get there now. Perfect. 4 very, very decent players there. Right, let's get out of this. And we have a couple of transfer offers for Danny Ward, who is a little bit upset about being at the club because I ain't using him in goal at the moment. Here you see we have 2 offers. We have one from Girona for 3.3 million, and then this man, that could actually be a decent deal, but I could very easily get a lot more. So what I'm going to do is delegate the deal because I don't want to go into actually trying that. We're going to go 5 and 3, and then this one I want to delegate, but I can't actually keep him. Right, so I'll go with 5 million and 3.5 again. Yeah, let's go with that, boys. And here it shows that he's not getting enough game time and starting to damage his career and all this shit. So yeah, I don't really care because I don't want him at the club. He's been terrible at the start of this season in real life, and I don't want him here. Right then, boys, so we have an offer back for Danny Ward from Bologna for 4 and pretty much 4.5 mil. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that, and he will leave in the next transfer window. I've just completed all of the first 8 games that we have played so far this season as of recording this episode. Them 3 obviously were just games that we had at the start for the pre-season tournament. Then I did it off of what the scorelines that we actually lost, or whatever the scorelines that we had against the sides. The only 2 that I had to change was Man City. No, 3, sorry, that I had to change was Man City, Man City, Liverpool, and also West Ham, for the fact that West Ham we haven't played yet, and the only team out of, well, one of the only teams that we hadn't played in our fixture list was Notts Forest, so we had to beat them 4-0, unfortunately. Liverpool, we went with the 2-1 loss that we ended up losing to Chelsea, even though we've got them in the next game. And then finally, the Man City one, we went with the Man United game where we lost 1-0, just for the fact that it's Manchester in it, so that's the way that I put it too. But to finish this episode off, or start it, or whatever you want to say, we're gonna have 3 games today, so you lucky sods are gonna have a few extra games here. We're gonna have Chelsea, Liverpool in the cup, and then Newcastle as well. So let's get straight into it, boys. Currently sat last as we are in real life, so yeah, let's get into it, boys. First game against Chelsea, let's see what we can do. Right then, so we have had the deal accepted for Ward, so he is now sold and will be leaving in the next transfer window. We've got a transfer offer for Dennis Pratt. Not a player I'm against getting rid of, really, especially for 14 million. If we, okay, they're offering a lot more there, so let's go with 15.5 to 25. I don't think that's going to be accepted, but I'm going to send that offer through to Ren. Have a look at our player chats. We've got Siyunchu saying this is a big game and important to our season. Reckons he can do a better job than Armati. Just for the fact of, I only put Armati there just for the fact of having a bit of a change round in the club while I was playing games that wasn't really down to me or anything I was doing. So you'll get your chance, and then Jamie Vardy also wants to be playing, so we'll be putting him back up front. One thing I forgot to mention just before we go into this Chelsea game is in that very last game that I've just played where we won 4-0, Barnes got injured for 3 months with a broken toe, and Braybrook, one of our young academy prospects, has been injured and he is out for 4 weeks from what I can remember. So yeah, 2 players injured straight away. Perfect, just the way we wanted to start, boys. Right then, boys, here we are back at the King Power for the first game of this career mode that you're actually going to be witnessing. Obviously, the games before don't really count, that I have just simmed all the, well, not simmed all the way through, but just ran through. But yeah, boys, let's get into it, see what we can do. Hopefully put in a decent performance. One of our young lads is starting today. McAteer in the place of the man himself in Harvey Barnes, obviously being out for a little while. So it is time for that youngster to prove himself. But let's start this career off with a bang, boys. Let's go for it. It'll probably be over these, like I say, 3 months of Harvey Barnes not playing, probably a little bit of a switch round. We are the worst defensive side in the league. Nice little pop up that. But yeah, it'll probably be a little switch round between. Okay, it doesn't matter because we're 1-0 down, boys. We're 1-0 down. Raheem Sterling straight away bagging himself an absolute outrageous goal there. A little flick with a back heel to somehow loop it back around his body after the cross from Cucurella. How is that touched end up there and he's managed to get round quick enough to put that in the back of the net? I don't have a clue, but he has done that and he has put it in the back of the net and we're 1-0 down, boys. But apparently not. Zakaria, I think it is how you pronounce his name, gives the ball out and back into Sterling, who looks like he is going to be an absolute menace today. Absolutely destroying me already. Perfect, just what we like to see in it, boys, and that's just wide of the post. Alright, Maddison to whip a corner in. It's gone towards Sayuncu, who has missed the header, unfortunately, but he's got the ball anyway. Plays it into McAteer, who can play it off to Dewsbury Hall, and he's played it wide and over the bar. Nice little layoff from the young man, but unfortunately, that was a bit of a wild effort that time from Dewsbury Hall. Tillemans can't quite get a footing decent enough, but Castagna can against Zakaria, and now it's a chance to try and get forward. He's beaten his man here, Castagna. Plays the ball along to Vardy, who surely has the pace against Silva. He takes the shot, and it is saved by the keeper. But that counter-attacking style of football at the minute, Rodgers era at this point. Right, Castagna can't play the ball past Cucurella. And it is Raheem Sterling trying to do his business. Plays it off is Kante. Back to Raheem Sterling. Faze tries to get in a decent position. He slides the ball nicely out to Havertz. And it's a second goal for that man there. It's Raheem Sterling with a second to make it 2 just before half time. And yeah, I don't know what to say really, because there was not a lot I could have done in that situation. As you can see here, I don't play anything. It's just a poor touch from Justin that lays it pretty much right into the path of Sterling. He runs onto it, smashes the ball, and Iverson not quite good enough in goal just yet for him to make any kind of a save. And that is making it 2-0. Right, back underway again is with Castagna. Can we try and get something decent going just before half time? That is the question, as Maddison tries to beat Cucurella. He does so. He whips in a decent ball, and Dewsbury Hall was on the end of that, but can't divert the header in the right direction. But somehow he's gone for a diving header. Oh, I thought he actually landed on his feet, but he didn't. It's just a poor header in the end. That is half-time, boys. We are 2-0 down, unfortunately. We've had a couple of decent chances ourselves, not been able to put the ball in the back of the net just yet. Sterling, the man that has put Chelsea in the lead, like I say, them 2 goals that he scored. Second one it's just unfortunate, a little bit of bad luck on Justin's part, where he plays a poor touch and it lands straight to Sterling. But yeah, not a lot of complaints at the minute, because they do look very threatening when they come forward, and we've only really looked threatening a couple of times, to be honest. Alright, so Sayuncu to Wout Faze, We'll give it to Tillemans. You know what? Have a crack, son. Have a crack, son. Oh, and that's why I said have a crack, because I know he has a very good shot on him, and unfortunately that is just wide of the post. Not a bad effort at all from the young man. But Dewsbury Hall, not a lot of space in the middle. We'll give that to Ndidi, out wide to Justin with a nice pass. McAteer has some space in the centre. If he can work something here, can't quite do so. Plays it back to Justin. Can we work something towards the centre? Dewsbury Hall with the ball. Gives it off to James Maddison. Has an effort, and that is a banging effort again. But again, just not quite decent enough. Down this left-hand side, Faze not quite able to get himself into a decent enough position. A little bit of lag there from Faze on his acceleration has caused Chelsea to get a little bit of space, and that is a perfect turn. And luckily, again, it's saved by Iverson. Ball thrown wildly out by Iverson to McAteer, who has no help whatsoever on this left-hand side at the moment. Tries to play the ball to Justin, can't quite do so, and that has left us quite open at the back, as Soyuncu cannot really do a lot, and it's again another decent save there from Iverson. Right, Castagno cannot quite get the beating of Havertz this time, and he has to get that acceleration up to get back into position. Can't do so. Good tackle from Soyuncu, which has helped out massively, and that's a big ball, and we have our chance here. Vardy sprints free of the Chelsea defence. Can he do it? Classic Jamie or not? Yes, it is. It's classic Jamie Vardy on the counter, on the break, gets himself the goal, gets in behind the defence. Had that little bit more acceleration than the defender. It was a beautiful pass that laid him into that position in the first place, and it's a beautiful finish with power into the bottom corner. Nice finish, gets us back into the game against Kepa. It's not actually Mendy in goal, it's Kepa in goal, and it's a goal that could put us back into the game, boys. Let's go. Pato? Dakar even. Where did I get Pata from? I don't know where. Patson, that's why. But McAteer doesn't quite beat his man to the ball that time either. It's again with Ubot on this in the centre of our defence. It's Sterling again who has caused us problems all game. He's been disgusting to play against, and it's into Mount. Ubot again, and back to Sterling. And back to Ubot, and it's a big save again from Iverson, but it doesn't look like we're going to get anything out of this one, unfortunately. That is full time, boys. We end up losing the game 2-1 as our first game that I fully play, like actually competitively. The Andrea Pirlo era has not quite turned out the start that we'd quite have hoped for, but there was a lot of positives in that game. Like we counter-attacked really well, but it was just the little bit of clinicalness by Chelsea in the first half that we just couldn't hack. Sterling was just causing us problems all game. But yeah, our pace definitely caused problems to the Chelsea backline as well. We just couldn't quite make it count at the right times, or enough at the right times, for us to end up getting anything out of it. But it's still a decent performance against a decent Chelsea side for our first game in this career. Right then, post-match interview. Let's not read that. Could Barnes have made the difference today? Quite possibly, for the fact that McAteer was really zoned out of that game. He really did not do a lot. But yeah, we just need him to sort of get himself fixed to that position, know what he's doing, and he'll be alright. A tough game for you. Could you have done anything different? We didn't create enough chances. That's definitely a point. I don't think we created enough. We created some very good chances, but there wasn't enough of them. And you must have thought you'd get something from the game. Why did your team come up short? We were good, but Chelsea were better. I'd accept that, because I think we did play well at times, just not consistently enough throughout the game. Right then, so after that game, we have ourselves 4 player chats. We get, thanks for first team chances I've been getting, boss. I'll keep doing whatever I need to. Of course you will, mate. You're a decent defender. Vardy says, thanks for listening to what I had to say. I really appreciate the chances. While I'm in such good form, scored a goal, so I can't complain at you either, mate. Suyunchu, I know the result wasn't what we'd been looking for, but I'm really pleased that you gave me the chance to play. You played well, mate. You didn't. You had a couple of issues in corner situations where you should have been winning headers, but it's fine. All things to improve on. And finally, Tillemans, it's been going really well for us recently. You know how happy I am playing for you and playing for this club. I just wondered if this would be a good time to talk about renewing my contract. That's fine by me. I'll have a look at it now. Right then, boys, so just before we jump into our next game, which will be the cup game against Liverpool, I have renewed the contract of Tillemans on 110,000 a week now instead of 100k, and also Suyunchu has got a new deal. It's the same money, just about a 2-year contract extension. And then someone else I've also signed back up as well, but I can't remember who that is at the moment. But yeah, that's all sorted, so he's staying at the club. But just before we jump into this game, I will put a few of the youngsters on, just for the fact that's what I always do in cup games. So yeah, let's get into it, boys. And here we are, boys, back at the King Power for the second game running. Darwin Núñez is the Carabao Cup's top scorer at the moment. Pretty much a fully changed side, apart from Mkhitaryan is still on the field. And I think that's it, actually. I'm not sure. That might be it. But yeah, we've got pretty much a fully changed side, but I'm not too bothered. Like I say, it's only a cup game, so let's get into it, see what we can do. Liverpool whipped out of the box as well. That's well done. Very good clearance. Mkhitaryan plays the ball up to Ricardo, who can outpace Robertson very easily. The right back, the furthest man up the field, and he's out of danger, and that is not a bad effort at goal either, but unfortunately not into the back of the net this time. Arthur is playing the ball. Big interception there from Amati. Not good play, unfortunately, from Samare, who gives the ball away to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Not quite getting the tackle in either. Núñez, like I say, the competition's top scorer, and it's in, and it's a good save by, I think it is Smith in goal. Pereira, for some reason, I don't know where our right mid has gone to, but he is the furthest man forward and trying to come forward. Here we go, the young man in who's supposed to be in the centre but is not at the moment. And here we go, Ricardo again, and this time he blazes it over the bar at the second attempt. Diaz, and it's not quite won in the centre by our young man in the centre. Here we go, Salah is through, and he has blared it past and luckily onto the bar, because he is ripping me out of my soul right now. But it's still a chance for Liverpool. Faye's trying to block off any sort of attack. It's a decent touch there from Samari, but they still managed to get a shot off, and it is saved. That is the header, and I don't know if it is the young man in the middle. It is indeed. I don't know how you pronounce the Donny's name, but he's managed to clear it off the line. Well, he turned his head into a football, but he's managed to get it clear nevertheless. Okay, we can. Oh, that would have been so nice if he had a little bit of a better pass on him. That could have been beautiful football, but Samare is the man trying to mark Núñez at the moment. Not really doing the best of jobs, but he's come back again to Artur, and he's still on it. I'll give him that. He's not let up the chance, and it's Henderson still. Back to Núñez. It's here again. It's a big effort goal, and just over the bar there from Arthur. I don't know if it's Archer or Arthur, but it's just over the bar nevertheless. That is close. Pratt can't quite win the header usefully enough as Diaz tries to charge forward, gives the ball off to Núñez, who spreads it. Okay, that was spread out wide by Archer to Gomez. It's with Salah, and we can't quite get the tackle in, and that could have been an absolute massive gap. It is now, and it's still a massive save again from Smithies that has stopped us from going behind somehow. Right, again a corner for Liverpool. This time it's one header, but Nunez heads it pretty much straight at Smithies, and it's another very good save. Phase is causing me so much stress at the back at the minute. Right, Thomas pings the ball over to McAteer, who can play a ball back to Thomas. If he can outpace Gomez somehow, he has done so. If he can play a ball in, he can do. Marcel, oh, that could have been beautiful there. I don't know how that was classed as a free kick because he won that header fairly, but if we'd managed to score that and they'd ruled it out for a foul, I would have been fuming. That is half time, boys. We've somehow made it 0-0. We had a couple of decent chances with that man there. Ricardo Pereira got himself into the box a couple of times so far in that first half. Just couldn't quite put the ball in the back of the net. And they have had so many very, very good chances where they've caught our defence lacking. And they've really been very slow on the ball at the minute as FaZe. And you know what, Amati, not really seeing him on the ball at the minute, but FaZe, whenever he gets it, he's just not quite getting the ball clear. He seems to be losing the ball a lot at the moment. It is very, very worrying to go into the second half. With the players that Liverpool have, we can't keep giving away the chances that we are, because we will concede. Right then, boys, back underway for the second half. Let's see what these boys can put in the second half. And that may be a red card there for Darwin Nunez. I think that was Darwin Nunez anyway. It is. It's a straight red for... oh, no. It was the second yellow, apparently. When did he get the first yellow? I don't know when he got the first yellow, but he's just absolutely clattered Dennis Praet. And the competition's top goal scorer has just got a red card. Right. Samare charges through the centre, leading with purpose. And now Marcel can try and get the summit working here. It's to Ricardo. We'll give it back to the young man, who can whip a ball in. It's a clear chance there for our young man in the middle. Mazwan Hayes, something like that. And he's not managed to play the best of shots. I should have played that so much cooler. Jesus Christ. And we'll play the ball back to Praet because he's in miles of space. And we've played a ball over the back to Ricardo. That is not the ball I wanted either. But we have the chance still. And McAteer plays the ball, but unfortunately gets it saved. Diaz coming forward to Fabinho, easily intercepted by Samare. Like I say, we were looking very dangerous at the moment, as Ricardo again is free on this right hand side. How many chances is he going to need to get a goal? Because right now he is having chance after chance. We need a little bit more pace on the wings, clearly. But as I say that, Fabinho has charged forward here, and this is a massive chance. Oh my god, I thought that went in. I thought that had gone in. What a goal that would have been if that was the last touch of the game and they managed to score off of that. I would have been fuming. Right then, boys. So, a penalty shootout. Let's see what we can do. Hopefully something decent. I'm going to put the power in. And it's into the bottom corner from Tielemans. It's a very good penalty, and that is 1-0 to us. Now, save it from Fabinho. That was not the greatest of goalkeeping from me, but it's fine. I'm going to play it into the top corner here from Iheanacho. And that was very quick, but I've played it, and it's saved by Alisson. Not great from me, and didn't know where he was putting that, and it is gone in the back of the net. Right, it's even more of a struggle now for Ricardo Pereira to put the shot in, and it's into the back of the net. Good penalty. Right, Firmino, the man to step up now. Plays the shot, and it's a very good save there from Smithies. Right, Ndidi. Can he do the same? That is the question. Plays it towards the bottom left, and he smashed it into the back of the net. We're back in the lead, boys. Right, Jota, where are you going to play yours? He's cheeky down the centre. And now it is for McAteer, the young man. Can he do it? That is the question. He smashed it. He smashed it, lad. 4-3. Smithies saves this. We go through. Can Oxlade do it? The pressure is all on him right now. I'm going to play it that side, and I had a feeling he was going to go that way, but I didn't do it anyway. Right. Another young man to step up and take a penalty. Can he do it this time? He can indeed, and it's a very good penalty indeed. It's all pressure on Liverpool right now as Van Dijk, one of the coolest men on the field more than likely, steps up and smashes the ball into the back of the net. Marty now is the man to come forward, and he is going to put in a very good penalty, and it's still saved by Alisson, and now it's looking like we're going out. It's Matip, and it's a save still from Smithies. Right, won't phase. You had a shaky first half, brother, and that is a shaky penalty as well, and he's blazed it over the bar. That's going to be the end of it, boys. Konate steps up. Can we save it? We can indeed. Smithy is our God and Saviour right now. Thomas steps up, takes the penalty and buries it. It's 6-5. It's pressure back on Gomez. Can we save it? That is the question. I was going to go that way and he's paniqued it as well. That's dirty. Right, another young man to step up and take the penalty. And he's put in a good penalty. Is it good enough? He's hit the post. How has that hit the post? It was a perfect penalty. It's Alisson stepping up. Please, for the love of God, don't score. And he has. He's done it. He's put his side through 7-6 on penalties. Smithies had one hell of a game there. But unfortunately, it wasn't good enough in the end. But a very good performance from the boys in the penalty shootout. A very good performance from the boys, especially the young lads, throughout the game. Fair enough, I had a lot of complaints about them. But they played well enough to actually get the game time in the first place, and for me to keep them on the field as long as I did showed as well as I possibly could have. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that we couldn't get the result out of it in the end. And another post-match interview, boys. Let's see what they have to say. A very tense game and you came up short in the shootout. What are your thoughts? It's a horrible way to go out. At the end of the day, we played very well. Just wasn't good enough in the end. Did you prepare for the shootout today? Clearly, because Smithies was on point. He, I think, is actually going to be playing in the Prem in the next game because he played out of his skin in that last one. No, it wasn't, because Ricardo had the beating of him all game. But unfortunately, it still didn't make a difference when it came to the shootout. And here we are, boys, for the third and final game. A game full of games at the King Power today. 3 games in a row at the King Power, all in the first episode of the season. Let's go for it. Let's see what we can put in against Newcastle. We've had 2 very good performances that we've not ended up getting anything away from. But let's give it a go against Newcastle and see what we can do. Unfortunately not. John Joe is the man coming forward. Gives it to St. Maxim. Plays it inside now to Wilson. Don't know where Soyuncu thought he was going. It's Guimarães who plays the shot, and it's a good save by Smithies. And Ricardo plays the ball nicely out of his area. And it's FaZe who have not done the business. Oh my God. And again, it's very lucky from Smithies to get that one going. And Didi to Maddison. Can play it on the outside to Jamie Vardy, who is on the run again. Looking dangerous so far this season. Absolutely killing the game. Right, gets free of his man as well. Has a chance, and he smashes the ball over the bar. Back to NDD. We'll spread it out wide again to Justin. If he can keep it in, he can just. And Tillemans now. Okay, that's nice play. Very nice play indeed. Our youth prospect here in McAteer coming forward. Plays it into Vardy, who gets his shot deflected. I don't think it was a very good shot at the time anyway. I think it's lucky it got deflected. And yeah, that is still 0-0. We still have a corner though. Tillemans whips the ball in. It's towards Soyuncu. That one was very easily cut out there. But Maddison has space and he has an effort, but it's over the bar. Hidden his position, then he probably would have got on the other end of that. But right now, Trippier's coming forward. Soyuncu has to cover. Can't do so. Wilson has played beautifully. A ball back to John Joe Shelvey, who has put Newcastle 1-0 up in this game. 27 minutes in and we're 1-0 down. Still, the struggles continue so far. Didn't know really what to do there, because if I didn't bring the ball, the man towards him, it was just that back heel. That back heel absolutely flattened out our defence. There was nothing we could do. After he played that in a decent direction, it was easy for John Joe to put that in the back of the net. Beautiful there from Wilson. Very well done. Not very well nice. What the fuck am I talking about? And if Vardy wanted to make a bit of a better run there, that would have been nice. But Justin, play the ball. Okay, plays it into Vardy, in fact. And now to Maddison. It's space, and it took a bit of a dodgy touch there. I think it took him a bit of time to get it out of his feet, and that ruined that. Them corners being whipped in, and I have messed that up massively. And Wilson is through again, but Soyuncu manages to catch him. It doesn't matter because it's across the box to Saint Maxim. And it's 2-0 to Newcastle. Oh, what a shocking first episode this has been. 3 games at home and 3 losses. Wow. Let's go, boys. This is exactly what we needed to get people interested in the series, ain't it? Jesus Christ. Andrea Pirlo, clearly not the pinnacle to trying to overtake Rodgers. Let's just hope that we don't get him in the near future. That is half time, boys. We're 2-0 down at half time for the second game running in the Premier League against Newcastle. So far, Vardy been limited on touches. I'll give him that, but he has had chances to put us in the lead, and he's not taken them so far. But that's no excuse for what our defending is doing at the minute. Our defence at the moment is woeful. Right now, it's just such a struggle. It really is. The defence is just everywhere. It really is. There we go. Decent tackle again from Faz. Or Faz. I think it's pronounced Faz, but I prefer it sounding like Faz, to be honest. But Vardy, 2 run at the defence and carries on running, takes the effort, and it's well over the bar. Jesus Christ. Trying to beat Justin to the ball, and he does so far. He's not quite got the pace on him at the moment. Isaac plays the ball into Shelby, and that was shocking from Faz, and luckily that's off the post, else that would have been 3-0 down against Newcastle. Jesus Christ. And we get away with it. But Maddison is not the man that I need on the ball, because there's just so much space on the other side, and that's why I'm having so much success when I come forward like that. But I can't do it at the moment. As we play the ball into Maddison, we'll take the shot, and it's in off the post. An absolute finishing off there from Maddison. Maybe gives us a little bit of false hope for this last closing, like 5 minutes, I guess. Somehow pings that one off the far post, right in the corner as well. A very nice finish there from Maddison, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get us into the game, quite to get us a point out of this. We've been playing so much better in second halves of games so far that I've played than anything else, but I can't do anything. I can't do it. What the hell is that? Thank God he's offside, but what the hell was going on there with my defence? Jesus Christ. That is full time, boys. Our second 2-1 loss at home in a row in the Premier League. 3 losses from 3 at the King Power in our first episode. And the best team that we played was Liverpool. And that's the best result we had, which was a 0-0 until we got knocked out in penalties. And that was with our youngest and worst side that I could have played. That man there ruined our game just the way that Sterling did in the first one. Our defence is tragic, and it proved it the whole 3 games. The whole 3 games. We improved in the second half in all 3 games, don't get me wrong. But Sterling dominated us in the first game. Mo Salah and Nunez dominated us in the second game until Nunez got sent off. And third, Alan Maxima just absolutely ran us ragged. He really did. It was painful to watch at times. But Vardy had the chances in the first half. He had a couple of chances, shall I say. I don't think he had that many. He had a couple of chances that he should have probably been burying. But, yeah, just not quite good enough. Maddison put in a blazing effort at the end and ended up getting a goal, but it just weren't quite enough to get us into it enough. But it is what it is. It was a decent effort in the end. There's definitely positives out of these games. We've just got to be a little bit better defensively and probably a better keeper as well. Smithies banged it in that last game, but today he wasn't quite the same. Post-match interview then, boys. What have they got to say after that one? After getting that late goal back, did you expect your team to find the league equaliser? Yes, I did. I'm not going to lie to you. But what can I say? Yeah, I don't know what to say really, because it's been a difficult game. But does defeat today damage the team's confidence? Yes, it does. We lack a little bit of self-belief, especially the defence, because it's tragic at the moment. Yes, it was. Of course, he's a very good player. He absolutely dominated us today, just the way Sterling did in the first game. Right then, boys, just before we sign off the episode, we have ourselves a monthly scouting update. Let's have a look what youngsters we have ourselves this time. Hopefully a couple of decent ones to round off a very, very, very poor episode gaming wise. So yeah, some very, very good players so far. This man can be released. Yes, he can be released. Novak can also be released. And there's another man down here that's 76, so he can also be released. And there's a man here that's 82 max, so yeah, we'll release him as well. But apart from that, okay, this man as well, he's only an 80, so he can go as well. But yeah, the rest of them, very good players so far. And let's just sign that man that I have just seen. There he is. Last man that I got to sign. Perfect. And the last thing I am actually going to do just before we finish today's episode is I'm going to sign this man that was right in our youth academy as soon as I started the career, Ryan Dawson. He's a 57 overall at 16. He has a high attacking and medium defensive work rate. He is a centre mid between 86 and 94 overall projected, obviously. But yeah, looking like a very decent player. He's looking more like a winger than anything, because he's got pace for days. He's got finishing as well. He could be a very, very, very good. He could be a striker, to be fair, but he's playing as a centre mid. Looking at those stats, to me, it says more of a striker than a midfielder. So I might have to shift him to striker when I sign him and see what he can do. But he's 6'6" as well. For having pace like that at 6'6", my man is going to be a beast. So yeah, I'm going to sign him now and see if we can move him to a striker. That'll be perfect. Right then, boys, that's where we're going to end today's episode. At the start of the next episode, we are actually off the bottom somehow, but at the start of the next episode, we are going to have ourselves, we'll have ourselves, the start of the next episode, we'll have a game against Aston Villa, and to end the episode, we'll have a game against Wolves. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this first episode. I have not, because I have been absolutely tragic, but I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please do leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you in the next episode, boys. Peace.
Rise up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic happen. They got us a quick change, so we like them in phase. I just bought a new watch, time to make my wrist ring. The zero gravity keeps elevating me.